blue and white flag said it all at Glanford Park, proclaiming the darling buds of Eddie May. It's 31 years since manager May's Bluebirds powered to a trophy double, winning the Division 3 Championship and lifting the Welsh Cup to qualify for European football. Almost 6,000 Cardiff City fans were in the North Lincolnshire town of Scunthorpe for City's big day, and the hosts allowed travelling fans to fill 3 sides of their stadium. The match was sold out with 7,407 spectators at Glanford Park, the vast majority from Wales. Cardiff's 3-0 win clinched the title ahead of runners-up Wrexham and third-placed Barnet, who were both promoted as well. 2 goals from Cohen Griffith and 1 from top scorer Phil Stant, his 12th league strike of the season, earned City an historic victory. This was a culmination of owner Rick Wright's Bluebirds master plan, and he was thrilled. He said, "I would never have moved in at Cardiff if I didn't think this was possible," said the man who worked closely with manager Eddie May. What was Wright's opinion of May? Wright said, "He's a good-looking man, a great ambassador for the club and a great coach. He worked on this team for 2 years and took some flack early on, but Eddie knew he would get there. A great man." Wright also pledged that he would, and did, stick to his plan to move on from Cardiff City, saying, "My mind was made up from day one, 2 years ago. The only thing that would have kept me at Cardiff City would be if we had failed. I don't like failure. A capital investment of 1.5 million and new players are needed if Cardiff City are to win Division 2. I don't have the money for that." Wright was from Manchester and was the owner of a holiday camp on Barry Island, the Vale of Glamorgan. When May passed away at the age of 68, Wright paid tribute to the man he called a real friend and completely trusted. While he was Cardiff City chairman between 1992 and 1995, former Army combatant commercial diver Wright, who left school at age 13, lived in Friars Point on Barry Island. Wright was born in Openshaw, Manchester, and made his fortune initially in the hotel industry. He bought the old Butlins holiday camp in 1986 and renamed it the Majestic before it became known as the Barry Island Resort. A Cardiff City spokesman said after Wright passed away in Australia, Rick strengthened the club's fan base during the early 1990s and safeguarded the club's next generation of supporters, not least by launching the Junior Bluebirds Supporters Club. During his time as chairman, the club also flourished on the field, gaining promotion to the old second division under the management of the late Eddie May. Cardiff's promotion party started immediately after the final whistle in Scunthorpe. Supporters in fancy dress, a long-held tradition for the final game of the season, left the terraces and swept onto the pitch, despite pleas by police over the tannoy for them to stay off the playing surface. "Please do not go on the pitch," insisted the announcer firmly. "Stay in the stands after the final whistle," but on they went. They wanted to celebrate. Fans chanted "Do the Ayatollah" and carried out their city salute to their 1993 heroes. Derek Brazil talked about the fantastic togetherness of that City team during an interview with Wales Online journalist Glenn Williams, and talked about the chemistry of that amazing group of players, which is how he described it. On Wednesdays, after training, the players would head out into Cardiff, securing the knowledge that they had Thursday off. "We used to meet in the Beverley first," said Brazil. "A few in there, and then we'd end up in town, the bank, the wine press, you name it. It was great. You'd have 11, 12 lads who trained together in the morning, then we would all go out. You wouldn't get that now. Such a close bond." Referee John Key from Sheffield was in the middle on the big day, while City were given a lift, with Stant returning to the team after suspension. Kevin Ratcliffe failed a fitness test and missed the fixture, with Brazil going. Kevin Ratcliffe failed a fitness test and missed the match at Scunthorpe, with Brazil dropping into the back four and Paul Miller taking his place in midfield. Nathan Blake had scored in Cardiff's previous 3 matches, wins against Cardiff City 3-1. Nathan Blake had scored in Cardiff's previous 3 matches, wins against Lincoln City 3-1, Wrexham 2-0 and Shrewsbury Town 2-1. The Bluebirds were unbeaten in 7 heading to Scunny. This time Blake turned provider, displaying silky skills on the ball to tear the home team apart. Blake chased down the left, using feet and thigh to control the ball and beat defenders before whipping in a cross. Nick Richardson at the far post headed back across goal and Griffith turned a header into the net from close range. Stant made it 2-0 when he burst through the middle and finished clinically, while Blake, taking up a more central position in midfield, helped set up the third with a neat run to find and Stant made it 2-0 when he burst through the middle and finished clinically, while Blake, taking up a more central position in midfield, helped set up the third with a neat run and pass to find Damon Searle on the left. The cross was low, accurate, and the ball bounced once as Stant launched himself into a diving header, which was on target and turned past the keeper by Griffith. That was a magnificent day out in Lincolnshire, and later that month City made it a trophy double when they won the Welsh Cup final and qualified for the European Cup Winners' Cup. The Bluebirds crushed Real 5-0 at the National Stadium in Cardiff, with Stant firing a hat-trick and Griffith hitting 2. Future Premier League official Keith Burge from Tolopandi was match referee, and there were 16,443 spectators. Their cup triumph topped off what was a fantastic 1992-93 season, having already won the 3rd Division Championship and earned promotion to Division 2. Stant, man of the match in the final, was a goals ace who enjoyed a 2-year spell with the Bluebirds, having arrived at Ninian Park from Mansfield Town in December 1992. He made a total of 98 appearances for City in all competitions, scoring 43 goals. He also spent time at Hereford, Bury, Lincoln City, plus Brighton and Hove Albion. The Cardiff City team against Real was Ward, James, Searle, who was replaced by substitute Brazil, Perry, who was replaced by Miller, Ramsey, Richardson, Stant, Blake, Griffith. The subs not used were Pike and Dale. A top season for Cardiff City, and those memories will live with the fans who were there forever. Wright had pledged when he took charge of the club that he would stay for 2 years and stuck to his word, selling the club to Samesh Kumar before moving on. Well, now let's meet the team who ran out for Eddie May's Darling Buds of May. Now let's meet the team who ran out for Eddie's Darling Buds of May in Scunthorpe. Number 1, Gavin Ward, now aged 53. Number 1, Gavin Ward, now aged 53 and currently goalkeeping coach at Queen's Park Rangers. Ward's career ran from 1987 to 2013 and he played for 17 clubs, including Leicester City in the Premier League. Among his other clubs were Aston Villa, Stoke City and Preston North End. Number 2, Robbie James, the Welsh international and attacking midfield player, passed away in 1998 at the age of 40, far too young. At the time, he was player-manager of Ledley. Gorseinon-born Robbie collapsed and died during a match at Porthcawl. He was part of the Swansea squad during the period when they powered from Division 4 to Division 1 in 4 years, the first time they had achieved top-flight status. There is a bust in Robbie's memory at Swansea City Stadium. R.I.P. Robbie. Damon Searle began his career as a Cardiff City trainee and now aged 52, Searle has a key role in the club's commercial department. Cardiff-born left-sided defender or midfield player who later moved into coaching. At number 4 was Derek Brazil, the former Manchester United player who turned down a 2-year contract extension offer by Sir Alex Ferguson to join Cardiff. I could easily have stayed, but at 23 I didn't want to, Brazil told Wales Online. I needed to make a move. Alex Ferguson was looking for the best club for me, and that's when he told me Cardiff City wanted me to go down to Ninian Park for a month's loan. I caught the train down, met Eddie at Ninian Park, and he took me out to the centre of the pitch. He was a big man, Eddie. I'd not met many bigger than him, to be honest. His presence was amazing. May told Brazil, "I've spoken to Alex, and he thinks you'll fit in well." The man from Ireland fitted in so well at Cardiff City and was a key player in their trophy double season. Brazil, now aged 55, moved into management with Haverfordwest and Goitre United before becoming a matchday ambassador for the Bluebirds. At number 5 was Jason Perry, Caerphilly-born Pezza, also named. At number 5 was Jason Perry, Caerphilly-born Pezza, also nicknamed Psycho among City fans, earned senior international honours for Wales against Norway, and was appointed Bluebirds captain. Now aged 54, Perry became a lecturer and director of football at Bridgend College after his playing days. Paul Miller, the man from Belfast, started his career with Glentoran in Northern Ireland and later became that club's manager. Now aged 57, Miller operated in midfield against Scunthorpe, slotting into that role after Brazil dropped back into defence as cover for the injured Kevin Ratcliffe. Number 7 was Paul Ramsey, the Northern Ireland international, now aged 61, started his career with hometown club Derry City. Ramsey, who made 300 plus appearances for Leicester City during his playing days, featured in the Northern Ireland squad at the 1986 World Cup in Mexico, facing Brazil, Spain and Ramsey, who made 300 appearances for Leicester City during his playing days, featured in the Northern Ireland squad at the 1986 World Cup in Mexico, facing Brazil, Spain and Algeria in their group and finishing third. Argentina were the eventual winners of the World Cup, beating West Germany 3-2 in the final. The winners were captained by Diego Maradona, who scored his Hand of God goal in Argentina's 2-1 quarter-final victory against England. At number 8 in the Cardiff City team was Nick Richardson. He was a Yorkshireman who's now aged 57. Richardson started his career at Emley FC, which later became Warrington FC and was eventually wound up in 2014. After ending his playing days, Halifax-born Richardson qualified as a computer and IT teacher before opening a business with his brother Lee, who was also a professional footballer. Number 9, of course, Phil Stant. Bolton-born Stantonar was a fan of his local club Wanderers as schoolboy. He became a soldier, serving in the Falklands War before launching his football career. He later moved into management at Lincoln City, Gainsborough Trinity and Ilkeston Town. Then he became a youth development officer for the Football League. Nathan Blake, Cardiff-born Blake, was a hugely versatile footballer who could play in defence, midfield or attack. Today, aged 52, Blakey is a football pundit, television presenter and is a regular visitor to Cardiff City Station. Today, aged 52, Blakey is a football pundit, television presenter and is a regular visitor to Cardiff City Stadium. He played Premier League football for Sheffield United, Bolton Wanderers, Blackburn Rovers and Wolves, while he was also with Football League clubs Cardiff City, Leicester and Leeds United, before retiring after a spell at Newport County. He was capped 30 times by Wales, scoring 4 goals. The number 11 was Cohen Griffith. The Guyana-born winger scored twice against Scunthorpe to spark those wild Bluebirds celebrations. Griffiths, who was an excellent tennis player away from football, played for City between 1989 and 1995, making 234 league appearances and scoring 39 goals. He also played for Barry Town, Merthyr Town and Rhyadr Town, while he still lives in South Wales today. Griffith, now aged 61, was born in Georgetown, the capital of Guyana and the largest city in the country.